In the night, it's better than morning coffee. You can feel inside.
You have to listen to the code,
Cause the code's in your mind.
listen to the code.
Cause the future is bright. Java is what Java does. Java vérifique, Java chic.
Hello folks, today we're going to learn Java. Thank you. Java programming language. Often people say Java is difficult. It's not difficult, it's easy. It's simple, easy. Today I'm gonna explain it easily and I'll show you how it is. Java is easy. It's the first point to notice. If you're taking an exam, that's the first point you have to write down. Java is easy. Obvious, it's easy. 3 billion devices run Java. That's the main advantages of Java. 3 billion devices run Java. Main because it's right once in a used by the most famous operating system, which is Android application. Just imagine it. And also it is object oriented by default. Everything is an object in Java. So whatever you are going to create is going to be an object. Okay, here's an example, not a difficult example, not a medium example. Easy example. Okay, you can write in your favorite ID, maybe in NetBeans, IntelliJ, the sort of main IDs for Java. So me, Pascal, I'm going for Eclipse. Class. That's the first keyword you have to write when you want to define something, like you're creating or you're running your project to print a hello world. So class is just defining it. It's the main rule that defines within the properties of the body. That's class is the body, and inside the body there are properties and methods inside the class. Hello world. Now hello world is the name of your file. Just imagine my file I written my file.java. Then the name of my file is called my file. That's where I don't write hello world.java here. You just write the file name without the extension. So class hello world. What? And this is required. Note that it is required. And inside the class, the curly brackets are denoting inside the class, right? The beginning of the curly bracket is the beginning of the class, and the closing of the curly bracket is the closing of the class. Simple, right? It's simple. Everyone, even a baby can understand that. Okay, inside the class, you have to define a method. Now, how do you define a method? I just write public. I'm about to define a method that the main program will run. That is the start point of my program. So I'm writing public so that the method I'm writing can be accessed by other classes. That's why I'm writing public. If I write private, no class will access this thing, and probably your program will not run. Static, which means I'm writing my method as a static method because I want it to be independent of the hello world class. Like what am I saying? Even if the hello world class isn't created, I'm just gonna access the method anyway. So that's the favorite of my static. Void, which means it's not returning anything. The method does some processes like a function f of x, but it's not returning anything. Like f of 2 is equals to 7, but f of this case is not, it's new, it's void, not even new, it's void. It's like nothing. Main, that is whatever okay, you can state any name you want here, but in case of the program where the entry point of the Java program is the main, so we have to define the main. So I'm defining the main method for my program where it will start. So it's gonna start in the main. Okay, then followed by the opening and closing of braces, and inside is those opening and closing braces, you have to accept some argument from the command line. What arguments are we accepting? It's strings of characters. And how do we denote string of characters? Well, just ignore for the case, just take it as this, but this is how we accept an array of string of characters. Remember the args keyword, that's the name of your choice. It doesn't have to be args, you can name it whoop, it also works. And inside the method, where the beginning of the method is the opening of the curly bracket, and the ending of the method is the closing of that curly bracket. So see, it's block structured language. Java, it's easy. It's a block structured language, and everybody can access the block structured language. Okay, enough of this drama. Let's try to print hello world. So how to print hello world inside? That's where the program is running, right? So inside this method, that's where I write all my commands. Outside this method, those my commands are not even obeyed, so they're only obeyed inside this method called main, which I've declared. So we have to write hello world here. So what, in order to print using the Java, you have to start with system. Okay, you can import something, okay, but we are not that advanced. We're still young, we're still breastfeeding. Okay, you have to start with a create system, calling out a class that is already created a long time ago by the people who knows programming more than we do. Yeah, more than we do. Then follow the boy out. Like, I have defined a static, right? That means I'm not creating system, I'm calling a class inside the class. A class defined inside the class, that's called out. Remember, it's these guys, the good programmers, they put static inside that class so that we can call out without even initializing system. Okay, inside the class called out, there's a method called print line. Now we're not gonna write print line, we're just gonna say print ln, just for short, like this. Print ln. Just way not of wasting time, just it's same. Okay. And yeah, how do you print a logout? You may ask. Okay. Let me think. Everything I'm passing, remember, when I want pass arguments, I put them in between the opening and closing of the brackets. Okay, like this. This is simple, right? Then inside we have to pass some characters, because hello world is just a group of characters. H is a character, E is a character, L is a character, L is a character, just like that. So we're passing a group of characters. So in order to pass a group of characters to this method called print line, we have to put them in double quotes, meaning what's inside the double quotes are group of characters, like that. Just like this. It's magic, like. Okay, when we compare like this, it's when you run like this, it's just saying, okay, are you done? Are you done calling it, or should I move to the next line? So if you say I'm done with this statement, you have to include this thing. Okay, that means I am done with this statement. Now you can print out hello world, and if you run this program successfully, it will print out hello world, just like that. Simple, right? Don't tell me it's difficult. I did explain it. Okay, I'll explain it and explain it in the later programs until you understand. Okay, the rest of the code goes here. That's if you remove the rest of the code goes here. It goes here. It goes here. It goes here. Whatever you want to write, you don't have to write your code here. When what? No, you write on your own. Okay. Variables in Java. Oh my god, this is my favorite topic. Okay, you remember from the previous code, right? You claimed it, right? Go and claim it. Just rewind the video. Okay. That was like this. Okay, this is the default style. Okay, as that's what I say. You have to basically memorize this. Don't have to memorize this. When you open Internet on the default Java program, this is what it's gonna like. So in the previous example, I just describing, but when you open your favorite in Java ID, it's gonna be default like this, and you have to write inside the main by default. If it doesn't write like this, oh my god, go and pray and choose another IDE. Okay, my favorite topic, as I say, system.outprint. We're doing variables. Yeah, guys, this is the best I can think of. Yeah, that's what I was thinking to print like that time. Okay, how do you declare a variable in Java? Remember, this is printing out. We're doing variables here. Just forget it. Just yes, we're printing out. We're doing variables here. Okay, in order to declare a variable in Java, you have to know all the keywords. If you don't know the keywords in Java, I'll give you the answer, or to the next video. Checking out my next video, we're going to describe fully about variables and data types. Yes, oh man. Okay, the first is to declare a data type. We have int, float, double, char, and so on and so on. Yeah. So int for integers, double for numbers that have decimals, float for also number that is decimals. Now float and double are basically the same, but double is 2 times float. Like it's double precision of float. Float is like little decimal places, and double is like, oh my god, I'm more precise than you. Okay, there's also char for only holding one character. Seriously, one character, just H. What are you going to do with the one character? Never mind. Anyway, we also got string, which is written on top of them. That is our data type. So start with the data type. After the data type, your name, like this, int var. Yeah, that's the best name I can think of that time, var, because varsity, var. Okay, int var. That now I have nothing. It's like I've declared var, so var is gonna hold some number. Var is gonna hold some number. Maybe since it's an integer, so you have to do with integers. So I'm gonna assign it a value of 100. Now var is now holding 100 as value, so it's like var is 100. Okay, that's the base again. I said that I have var as, and the even Java knows that var is 100. Can't you understand it? Okay, that's how I print the var. System.out.printed var. Then the system will automatically detect it, remember that var is 100. So when it's printing, it's not printing var, it's printing 100. Okay, this is var is just like, it's not even double quoted. If you double quoted var, it means var is a string of characters, and you print var as it is. But it doesn't have double quotes. It just look for the reference code var from somewhere you've defined it. If you didn't define it, it then give you an error, my friend. Yeah, so it's printed out var. Then okay, guess what the output is. I'm giving you time. Okay, you didn't know the output. Okay, output it's 100. Then another line, we're doing variables. Yeah, that's the output. That will be outputted. Why? Because when I'm saying system.out print line, when I print var, it's gonna print var first, which is the var current value of var is 100, which is not double quoted. If it was double quoted, it would write var instead of 100. Okay, then it goes to the next round, because you're printing a line. You're not actually printing a word, you're printing the whole line. So the whole line is open and goes to the next line. Well, then it prints system.out.printing. That's because of the second function that is being called, that is below the system.out.printing line var. The system.out.printing line we're doing variables. That's the second print statement that is being called again. So that's basically the output. If you think this output was this, my guy, you're very wrong. It's not that light. It's not that. So for more tutorials like this, subscribe, my friends, subscribe. I'm telling you.